Dave, we've talked a lot about this matchup, but with what you've seen from Yoshinobu and whether he's battled just, whether it's someone like DeGrom last week, a two-time Cy Young winner, what have you been seeing from him, and what excites you just about this matchup today against Paul Skenes?
Well, I think what excites me is they're two of the better pitchers in the big leagues. So that matchup alone is exciting. I think with Yoshinobu, it's something where he's mindful of getting better each time out, but there's different gears that he's shown to kind of turn to or go to on a specific outing. And so it'll be interesting to see, what he has in store for us tonight.
When you guys, I guess, were kind of looking at him, and I know you talked a lot about how last year in New York where you kind of saw that gear shift, just seeing the consistency he's had with it, just what does that say about him and his style of play?
Well, I certainly there's a lot of talent, but it just speaks to how great he wants to be, his own expectations, the work that he puts in to continue to, stay, at the top of his game.
Did Snell go through more testing?
He did. He had an MRI yesterday morning, and there's no new findings. So at some point, I think that he'll get an injection to kind of calm it down, and then we'll kind of figure out when we pick up the throwing program. But I think for us, we feel, given the findings of the MRI, that we dodged the bullet.
Do you still feel like it's something that's like not going to be a super long-term thing with him?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the extent of the length of time, but just knowing that there's no damage is certainly a big relief.
Pennsylvania teams seem to give the Dodgers a lot of trouble for some reason. What are you anticipating tonight?
What's that?
Pennsylvania teams seem to give the Dodgers a lot of trouble.
I don't know. I haven't really looked at it that way, but tonight's game, this guy is going to give a lot of teams problems, so I'm not concerned about any other Pennsylvania team outside of the Pirates, and beating Skenes and the Pirates tonight.
You guys are 10th in walks this year when you've been second the last 4 years. Is that a change on you guys, or a change how you're being pitched, or any insight?
I think it's, I don't know. I think it'll sort of, it'll correct itself as time goes on. I do expect us to be higher than that. It's still early in the season with that. I think probably the reason behind that is guys are still trying to find their way and chasing a little bit more than we probably will going forward. But I still think that that'll correct itself.
Anything you want to know what Triton's next couple of weeks are going to look like for?
I don't know. I don't know. He's not playing catch, so I don't know when he's going to resume. So it's sort of a slow program. I'm not sure.
Is he still rest and rehab, or is there any sort of...
Rest and rehab for Blake, yes. Blake Triton, yes.
Dave, is there any update on Kopech, or where is he in his progression?
Kopech threw a pen yesterday, and I think it was up near 30 pitches. He used his entire pitch mix, and he's going to throw another one on Monday, as I understand it. And then I think after that, we're going to start getting him to face some hitters and do some lives, and that'll be, I'm sure, exciting for him to kind of get to the next progression.
The next progression being going out?
The next progression is doing some lives and then going out on rehab, yes.
Dave, are there any other examples you remember where you noticed Yamamoto tapping into another gear outside of that Yankee Stadium start last summer?
I think that one, I think there was a start in New York, the Mets. Actually, that was Bueller. Sorry about that. That was a Bueller one. I think the New York one, the postseason. Those are ones that right now stand out. To be quite honest, I mean, to his credit, he's just been, remarkably consistent. Really, yeah.
You said that Shohei's gonna throw a bullpen tomorrow. Is he gonna go back to Wednesday?
That's the thought, but this past Wednesday, he didn't throw off the mound, so I'm not sure, but I do understand right now that he's going to throw a pen tomorrow. But I'm not sure if what next Wednesday looks like.
Last year, you guys were able to hit Skenes pretty well. What is so difficult about facing a pitcher like that, and what does the team need to do to repeat last year's success against him?
There's real velocity, so the fastball is certainly hard to time up, and that splinter thing that he throws, it's just hard to barrel. He's just got plus stuff. I don't recall getting to him. I guess we did. I think Gavin had a decent night against him, but you know, with a guy like that, you just gotta hope that you put together a couple of good hits and maybe slug a little bit, but just kind of collecting hits and out hitting them, or you know, paper knifing them or paper cutting them. Those are hard to do with a guy like that.
While Yoshi has shown just excellence in his consistency, is there anything that he would continue or that he would need to show in order to really either lock in a Cy Young this year, or just continue to be in that conversation as the season goes on?
I think for him, it's just being able to post and just make sure he stays healthy. And he's done everything and does everything he can to do that. But, you know, I think just being able to accrue the numbers and just sort of stay focused on each outing, because the talent, you know, what he's done so far, he's tracking, he's on his way.
Do you think that Yamamoto's career resume before coming to the majors almost gets overlooked a little, because you know he won 3 Cy Young awards, so it's like pretty accomplished, but people are almost a little surprised with what he's been doing?
I think a little bit of that, but I do feel that in totality, the hitters here, the grind of 162 is certainly different than the season there. And but yeah, I mean, the bottom line is that he has shown to be the best pitcher in a particular league multiple times. So there's a lot to be said for that, absolutely.
Dave, you've seen a lot of great young pitchers come through over the course of your career as a player or coach. What stands out to you about Skenes, and where does he stand for you?
I think what stands out most is how one summer he is in the College World Series, and then the next, was it that same year, he was pitching the big league. So to be able to kind of make that jump that quickly, to handle the workload, to handle expectations, that's hard to do. And I actually can't recall a pitcher that's done it like that recently and really sustained and really that type of success this early. So if he's physical, it seems like he's pretty grounded and really good competitor. Thanks, guys.